Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTuberverse? I am back again. As you can see, the tank is still looking kind of, well, the best to say dirty. We still have some snails kicking around. Those loaches, the yo-yo loaches, they're down here somewhere. There she is, or he. The glare makes it so hard to see. But it's going good. I am actually doing this as a part of a thing. I am going to be going to work, but when I get to work, we did get a shipment of some new plants. I will be buying one of the potted plants, and I can see if it might be okay if I trade out some more of my duckweed out for a piece of fern, because we do have some broken up fern pieces. And what I want to do is I want to take some of that fern, and you see what this netting's doing? Look at all this natural sediment and everything this is catching. And on top of that, this thing is still doing good as a resting spot for my fish friends. There's Summers. He is chilling like a villain, even though he's named after a hero. As Summers, as in Scott Summers. He has cataracts over one eye. You cannot tell by this angle. But Scott Summers from X-Men, aka Cyclops, is the coolest Cyclops I know. So why not give such a cool name to a buddy right here? But I'm not going to name him Scott. That's kind of boring. So his name is Summers. Isn't it, buddy? But everyone's doing good. Even though it looks dirty, the fish are thriving. The babies are growing. This looks like she's going to be a female. Maybe Cobra Endler. She definitely has yellow. And maybe spots on the tail. But she's growing still. And there are babies of different sizes. There are some little babies that you saw at the beginning of the video. But as it's clearing, as it's looking better, we're going to get it back to what it used to be. The snail invasion completely obliterated the balance in this tank. And I do not use filters. We use plants. So when those stinkers went ahead and ate all them plants that were rooted. But the cool thing is, guys, as the water's clearing, I've seen some of the ferns. Their leaves have broken away. It's showing some roots. We're going to get a reset. We just have to be patient. And I'm going to be recording and doing every bit of it because I know what's going on. And I also know a lot of people that see this, they're worried about their tank. They're worried about what's going on and how to fix it. I'll show you the most patient and proper way I know to do it without using too much chemical or anything. I'm using Seachem Prime and Seachem Stability as my sort of like oil chemicals and so on. But this is the daytime show of this. I'm about to be going to work in a bit. I'm working until about 9:30 tonight. It's 12 something right now. I work at 1:30, so I do a full good shift, you know, a solid 8-hour shift, which is good. Obviously, it's not long enough, which is why I always do all this other stuff in between. But the tank is growing so nice. I put this net back in. It's collecting sediment. It's fixing up some of the problems. I can't wait to put some plants on this because there are some plants that grow so good on screens, man. I'm excited. So yeah, through all this heebly-jeeblies, to say it, these little dudes right here have been helping me out greatly. These are full-grown yo-yo bocha loaches, and they've been doing great. They've been helping me out. If you can see the other videos, you'll know. If you have not, you can check them out. There's his good side, poor guy. Had him for over a year now, almost. Or about a year, not over a year. But this is how he sleeps sometimes. He's resting right on that. They have such big, heavy fins. They really need a resting spot. So even if it's something artificial, consider some sort of hammock or resting spot for your bettas, especially if you have a big fin betta like this. Obviously, this guy was adopted. No store's going to try and sell a betta with one eye. Oh, speaking of, like I was saying, that's a good time in there, Mr. Plant. That's great. There's the piece of fern. I did have a lot of ferns in there, but it seems like though the roots got eaten, the leaves did their thing. So, bit by bit, this tank will come back. Yeah, so tonight's video is going to be a separate thing, but for now, I'm going to take what we have and just do a thing about the plants and stuff tonight, or for today. Tonight's going to be more about the tank, because once that lights, or not the lights, the sun goes down, I can get the lighting right. But we're going to go about what I've been doing here. That waffle, the purple waffle plant thing, is extending out. It's looking great. It's doing its thing. I'm super excited for it. And then the bamboos, of course, for me, lucky bamboo and curly bamboo have just always been something I do well with. A little bit of that cabbage there. That is for the cleaner insects, which those bugaboos, all those white little things right there, again, springtails, doing their job, doing their work. They're actually so light and small, they can hop across the top of water. Why they're on top of the water is they're eating the algae that kind of develops on still waters. So I do refresh this water every day. I pour it until it overflows, which is why it keeps the soil so moist. As well as you've seen, I do spray in this tank because the frogs need their spritz, and my blue-tailed skink also likes to drink from dripping water, preferred to still waters. But cool thing is, if they do drink from the still waters and get them a mouthful of some springtails, that's some extra proteins for them. So that's always good. I asked about the plant stuff and the terrarium and things and stuff like that. This has been going good, this little project. This is nowhere an animal is living. This is where Dramoka used to be in. It's a little kind of like, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's more of like a hexagonal sort of thing. I've never counted the size on this son of a gun before, actually. But it's about a 15-gallon tall, give or take. And I switched her over to a 20-gallon tall, whitish sort of deal. How you doing? She's just looking. And her bamboo plants are doing good, but she likes to climb around on things, so the other plants I try to introduce, she kind of destroys. That's still holding out nice, though, because I got that in the corner looking good. We'll be getting her some more plants here in a little bit. She is an older Cuban false chameleon, 4.5 or so. But this right here, this little project is just some seed mix that my birds didn't quite eat that I sprinkled in here. And we're watering it. We're keeping this stuff there because there is colonies of isopods and springtails. So what I do is I have 3 or 4 tanks that do have different types of colonies of springtails and isopods. Rather than going out to the store and buying new colonies, I just mix up the dirts between the 4 or 3 tanks about every half a year or so. And that keeps the genetics strong. So if you do keep springtails or isopods, most of the time stores won't tell you. You got to, every 6 to 8 months, get a new batch of animals, little cleaner insects. Because if you don't, they're going to be inbred, they're going to be sick, they're not going to do what they're supposed to do. I even had one of my friends, my boss at my job, telling me, like, I have a thing of springtails, they have a little frog vivarium thing. It's like, my springtails ain't eating the mold or anything like they're supposed to be. Like, well, when's the last time you bought a new colony? When's the last time you refreshed the batch? And he said, it's been over a year. I said, well, they're kind of sickly then, because their inbred is all get out, and that can cause a lot of problems. And I kept going on. He just kind of laughed. Because again, as you guys might have been keeping up with me, this animal store I'm working with is new, a new thing for me. And my boss would be saying this, that, and the other. And they're starting to learn more and more about how much I know about animals. And I don't talk about my YouTube. I also don't, as you realize, whenever I talk about my job, it's my job or a pet store. It is neighborhood. It's small. It's not a PetSmart, Petco, anything like that. I used to work with PetSmart, and I've done a few videos on that. I think stuff like that's amazing to have around. My big gripe with them, too many animals. I think y'all make so much off of your sales, off of the food. Like, some of my rat's favorite snacks, Scabber's favorite cookie treats, come from PetSmart and PetSmart alone. I have no problem with the company, except that too many live animals, man. And because of that, they can't get the care they deserve. So that's my only gripe. Otherwise, stuff like that's amazing. Especially if you find the right store with management and the people that care and they look after them animals. Stick with it. That's a winner right there. Anywho, I'm going to be getting ready for work and stuff. I got to shower, do this, that, and the other. Get whatever hair I got left right and going for today. And with that, I will say peace out to y'all. I will be doing another video tonight following up on the tank. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and commenting, because I'm almost at 300 subscribers. I am at least every day or every other day seeing some new comment or something. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It means a lot to this old hippie right here. Anyway, peace out. Y'all have a good one. I'll be making another video tonight.